It's always, look. I eat beats, watch me dining, shining. I illuminate the room to diamond, timing. No, he ain't more crucial than alignment. That's why the flow is intertwined with both and I'm defiling. Every beat I'm on, even though I know it's wrong. To treat rappers like a napkin after I pissed on commodes. Then I wipe us on the toilet, can't decipher if you know that my life is tied to giving hoodlums life despite the hoes. That the sights are fixed upon and give them pipe out of control. But the plight I eat beats, watch me dining, shining. Biden has almost wiped out from the lobe of our heritage. Rare kids like me who grew up savage, they got embarrassed when they went to their partner crib and seen they matches at their bed frame. Shout out to those who told me Toby was a pet name. Toby Chuku Dupin Wigwe is my correct name. Praise God for follies of my colleagues that embody everything I overcame, blowing their gadget to suppress pain. Oh, but I was weak though. So on occasion, purple haze will keep me warmer than a peacoat. Debo should be what you portray when you placebo. But now my flow to T-code. Every bar is worth a kilo. Oh, every bar is worth a kilo. Oh, every bar is worth a kilo. Oh. Toby Tukudu and Wigwe is my correct name.
Yeah, look, hit the ground running like a halfback, mad black, PP65 in my NASDAQ, blast that, all who tried to harm me, I go scratch that. I dropped 2 kids and I still snap back. Had to have these girls don't think my pen dead. Hard to sleep on me, like to swim big. Was broke, now I ball like a skinhead. You only get one shot, that's what Smith said. Only had one wish, murder rage, to vacate. Anything that gave, way to poverty. You can tell I move with sovereignty, obviously. I'm an anomaly, we don't ride the way we create. That's how we made it to Beyonce. Told me used to have some more big faces. But now we got a crib with all the spaces. Blowing up in faces. Oh, basic. In the cool shot of city on the spacious. Never going back to the grave. Or the spaceship. I'm about to be on the first day. Mason.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Dang! You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you. Shoot program, nigga. 23-hour lockdown. I'm the man up in this piece. You'll never see the light of who the fuck you think you fucking with. I'm police. I run shit here. You just live here. Yeah, that's right. You better walk away. Go on, walk away, because I'm going to burn this motherfucker down. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
What we about to do? What are we about to do right now? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tough Love. I am Mario J, and y'all know what just happened. Y'all know just what happened, and we're going to have to talk about this only the way Tough Love can actually talk about this. I want you to share. I want you to like. I want you to subscribe. Shout out to Fam Radio. I am broadcasting in a lot of places. Tough Love is coming in your window. Ladies and gentlemen, who's excited right now? Who's excited? It's a lot of people. You mad? You mad? Tell me why you mad, though. Huh? Let me tell you something. There's a lot of conversation going on in the world right now, in America right now, not only for white America, but for black America. The next question, the key question that I want to ask you guys right now. What we gonna do, Joe? What we gonna do? You in office, okay? What we gonna do? What's the plan of action? It's a lot of conversation going on. Joe Biden gave a speech last night, and he talked about the bringing everyone together speech, right? He talked about the way ahead for America. I'm sure now that he's become the electee, and did I forget that we also have the first black woman of color VP, Miss Harris. How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about it's a lot of shit to be excited for. And I'm not saying that Joe Biden is coming and he's the Messiah. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that there are a lot of things to be excited for because we know that Joe Biden and Donald Trump are two opposite people in regards to what they promote, what they stand for. So now my question to you is as America, what's next? Are we going to exercise that equality we've been talking about? Is everything going to be kumbaya? Are we going to work together? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to play you. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I want to play you two different speeches talking about the same thing. And I want to ask you, where do you stand? What do you want to hear? Now, we know that we just had Joe Biden get elected. We got Kamala Harris just got elected. All of these things are happening, which is great. You know, a new look, a fresh start, a reset for America. How do y'all feel about that? But we also know that we have some things going on in our urban communities where we have black people on a regular basis dying. So we have people responding to it like Black Lives Matter, a lot of responsive action. And my question is, why are we so responsive instead of being proactive? So I want to play you two different speeches that came out yesterday. Okay, nothing real long, but I want to give you some context on where I'm going with this conversation. So I'm going to get these things up and running here so that way you guys can kind of see exactly what I'm talking. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Biden up. I'm going to let Biden talk to y'all. This is before, it was announced that he will be, the next president, the 46th president. So I'm going to play this thing for y'all so that way y'all can see this thing. Hold on real quick.
We don't have a final declaration of victory yet, but the numbers tell us it's clear. Tell us a clear and convincing story. We're going to win this race. Just look at what has happened since yesterday. 24 hours. We were behind in Georgia. Now we're ahead, and we're going to win that state. 24 hours ago, we were behind in Pennsylvania, and we are going to win Pennsylvania. And now we're ahead. But we're winning in Arizona, we're winning in Nevada, and in fact, our lead has doubled in Nevada. We're on track to over 300 electoral college votes. And look at the national numbers. We're going to win this race with a clear majority with the nation behind us. We've gotten over 74 million votes. Let me repeat that, 74 million votes. That's more than any presidential ticket has ever gotten in the history of the United States of America. And our vote total is still growing. We're beating Donald Trump by over 4 million votes. And that's a margin that's still growing as well. One of the things I'm especially proud of is how well we've done across America. And we're going to be the first Democrat to win in Arizona in 24 years. We're going to be the first Democrat to win Georgia in 28 years. Mm-hmm. And we've rebuilt the blue wall in the middle of the country that crumbled just 4 years ago. Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, the heartland of this nation. I know watching these vote tallies on TV moves very slow, and it's as slow as it goes, it can be numbing. But never forget, the tallies aren't just numbers. They represent votes and voters. Men and women who exercise their fundamental right to have their voice heard. And what's becoming clear each hour is that record number of Americans of all races, faiths, religions chose change over more of the same. They've given us a mandate for action on COVID, the economy, climate change, systemic racism. They made it clear they want the country to come together, not continue to pull apart. The people spoke. More than 74 million Americans, and they spoke loudly for our ticket. But while we're waiting for the final results, I want people to know we're not waiting to get the work done and start the process. Yesterday, Senator Harris and I held meetings with groups of experts on public health and the economic crisis this country is facing. The pandemic, as you also know, is getting more worrisome all across the country. Daily cases are skyrocketing, and it's now believed that we could see as many as 200,000 cases in a single day. The death toll is approaching 240,000 lives lost to this virus. That's 240,000 empty chairs, kitchen tables, and dining room tables all across America. We'll never be able to measure all that pain and the loss, the suffering that so many families have experienced. We know something about what it feels like to lose to someone. It feels like to lose someone. And I want them to know they're not alone. Our hearts break with you. We want everyone to know on day one, we're going to put our plan to control this virus into action. We can't save any of the lives lost, any of those have been lost, but we can save a lot of lives in the months ahead. Senator Harris and I also heard yesterday about how this recovery is slowing because of the failure to get the pandemic under control. More than 20 million people are on unemployment. Millions are worried about making rent and putting food on the table. Our economic plan will put a focus on a path to a strong recovery. Look, we both know tensions are high. They can be high after a tough election, one like we've had. But we need to remember, we have to remain calm, patient. Let the process work out as we count all the votes. You know, we're proving again what we proved for 244 years in this country. Democracy works. Your vote will be counted. I don't care how hard people try to stop it. I will not let it happen. The people will be heard. Our journey is toward a more perfect union, and it keeps moving on. In America, we hold strong views. We have strong disagreements, and that's okay. Strong disagreements are inevitable in a democracy. And strong disagreements are healthy. They're a sign of a vigorous debate, of deeply held views. But we have to remember, the purpose of our politics isn't total, unrelenting, unending warfare. No, the purpose of our politics, the work of the nation, isn't to fan the flames of conflict, but to solve problems, to guarantee justice, to give everybody a fair shot, to improve the lives of our people. We may be opponents, but we're not enemies. We're Americans. No matter who you voted for, I'm certain of one thing. The vast majority of the 150 million Americans who voted, they want to get the vitriol out of our politics. We're certainly not going to agree on a lot of issues, but at least we can agree to be civil with one another. We have to put the anger and the demonization behind us. It's time for us to come together as a nation to heal. It's not going to be easy. We have to try. My responsibility as president will be to represent the whole nation. And I want you to know that I'll work as hard for those who voted against me as those who voted for me. That's the job. That's the job. It's called the duty of care for all Americans. We have serious problems to deal with. From COVID, to the economy, to racial justice, and climate change. We don't have any more time to waste on partisan warfare. You know, and more than that, we have such an incredible opportunity to build the future we want for our kids and our grandkids. I've said many, many times, I've never been more optimistic about the future of this nation. There is no reason we can't own the 21st century. We just need to remember who we are. This is the United States of America. There's never been anything we've been unable to do, unable to accomplish when we've done it together. I hope to be talking to you tomorrow. I want to thank you all, and may God bless you, and may God protect our troops. Good night.
Uh-oh. Y'all thought we was gonna just end it right there? Nah, we ain't gonna end it right there. Hold on, man. Hold on, we gotta talk about some stuff. We gotta talk about some stuff. Hold on, wait, get rid of this stuff. Let me get this out the way real quick. Let's get back to the business. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not sitting on the right side of history right now, let me pull you on over. Okay? Let me pull you on over and tell you what's happening right now. Mr. Donald Trump said to grab them by the vagina. Huh? I will not denounce racism. Are you crazy? Candace Owens, Brandon Tatum, ARP, the Hodge twins, all of those conservatives that were saying Donald Trump has done all of these amazing things for America. They've went as far to say he has done so many things for Black America. Well, here's the thing. There was a lot of fuckery going on with all the things about George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. We needed someone to stand in the gap. We needed someone to say, we're going to fix our police. We're going to fix this mass incarceration. We're going to put some money in these communities that we know that are poverty stricken. We needed someone to take the mantle and say, hold up, wait a minute. So my question to you guys, have America decided? Have we decided that enough's enough? Have we decided to say, you know what? We need somebody else. Maybe it's not quite who we want because we know we just voted for the oldest president in the United States of America. But maybe this man has some wisdom. Maybe he's bringing something to office that's going to make you sit back and say, thank you, it's about time. But see, there's a responsibility that only tough love can lay out for you guys. Hold up, Black people. Come here and let me holler at you. I'm not letting your ass off. Come here. We have a responsibility as well. If we say we want better things, we have to have better conversation. It's not that we're not having the conversations, but there is still stuff happening that's going on in our communities that we need to talk about. And I ain't going to talk about it. I'm going to show you right now who's talking about it and how they're talking about it. This is what we need to bring to the forefront because I believe if we fix this problem, it will go along with the Democratic push in reference to resetting this America. Hold on, let me get this thing up for you guys because I think that you guys will be interested to see exactly what I'm talking about and why I'm talking about it the way I'm talking about it so passionately. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Hold on. We're not playing. We're not playing. Okay, hold on.
You know, they just all was at my studio less than a week ago. King Von is coming up on $1 million worth of game this Sunday. You feel what I'm saying? So rest in peace to King Von, man. I want to send my condolences to his whole family, the 2 homies that passed, their families, Lil Durk, all of that, right? Let me get to the rest of these youngins out here, right? Let me give y'all $1 million worth of life real quick.
Y'all ready for this?
It's cool to live, man. It's cool to become an old nigga, man. Especially when you come from the situations that I come from. When you coming from these motherfucking inner cities, man. These fucking jungles, man. And God put a blessing on you. God make you one of the chosen ones. Out of all these motherfuckers, I'm gonna make you one of the chosen ones. Wham. Wham. I'm gonna make you the one that's gonna change your whole fucking family situation out here. You're gonna change some of the niggas that's around you situation. You're gonna change your kids situation. We gotta understand that we got a bigger purpose, man. We gotta understand that we got a bigger calling in life, man. Because everybody don't get them fucking blessings. Everybody don't get that talent dropped on them. So when you get them fucking blessings, man, you gotta take advantage of your blessings, man. You gotta understand that niggas don't want you to win out this motherfucker, man. Niggas don't want you to win. XXX was winning. We took him. Pop Smoke was winning. We took him. Nipsey Hussle was winning. We took him. We took him. Niggas don't want you to win out this bitch. Understand that. So you gotta understand what you the fuck up against, man. When God put them you, man, take advantage, man. Understand that you wanna be an old nigga, man. You don't want to be no young nigga who got that rest in peace tag on you, man. All these niggas gonna do is post you on Instagram, wear a couple motherfucking t-shirts, a couple hoodies, man. Every time your birthday come around, they gonna post you, I'm missing you, bro. Man, fuck all that shit, man. You want to be out here, man, watching your kids graduate high school, man. You want to be out here watching your kids go to kindergarten, watching your kids go to college, watching your kids do real shit out here, man. So all you young niggas who think it's cool to be in the game, to think it's cool, don't nothing come out that shit, man. Don't nothing come out that shit, man. Nothing. But jail in the fucking grave, man. So y'all go ahead and play these fucking games if you want, man. I'm not no nigga that's talking from, nigga. I got bullet wounds in me, nigga. You see it right here, nigga. I got fucking bullet wounds in me, nigga. I'm not no fucking duck-ass old head that's telling you some shit that I don't know about, nigga. It was a lot of times I wanted to do beef shit to a lot of niggas, but sometimes you gotta understand that, you know what? I got a different type of calling, man. I'm not on the level as these raggedy ass niggas, man. God ain't blessed them niggas in the same way he blessed me. Let me take advantage of my fucking blessings, man. Rest in peace to King Von, man. I love you, youngin. Shout out to his family, man. Go stream, go download his album, man, so his fucking family can eat, man.
So let's break this thing down. Let's break this down. We have two men. We have President-elect Joe Biden talking to America, talking about coming together. We need to forget all that other rhetoric. If you right now are worried about Donald Trump, stop. There's a new focus. There's a new agenda. It is time to reset, to get America on the same sheet of music. Joe Biden. Now you have Gilly the Kid saying, hey, Black America, you know what I'm saying? The things that we're doing in these communities, we also need to reset. We also need to think about two different men, two different walks of life. However, the message is the same. We need to work together. We need to do better. Forget all of the rhetoric. Forget all of the jargon. Forget everything that people put in front of us and said, this is right. We need to work together. So my thing about it is, who the hell gonna make excuses now? Oh, shit. Oh, who gonna make excuses now? What's going to be the excuse now? If we done got Trump the hell up out of there, what's going to be the newfound excuse for Americans, for Black people, for anybody who say, well, I just don't like what he's saying. I don't like where they're going with this. What's going to be the new excuse? Or is it time we work together? First woman of color, first Black woman. Hey, ladies, what's going to be the new excuse? We wanted someone different from Donald Trump. We got somebody different from Donald Trump. What's the difference now? What is the new excuse, or is it time to reset? How many people say, okay, I ain't going to even comment on a Make America Great Again. We don't want to hear that shit no more. It's time to reset. Hashtag reset. It's time to reset. It's time to restructure this situation. Do we know we have issues with police brutality? Yes. But do we also have issues in urban communities? Yes. Are there some things that we need to address? Are there some tough conversations that we need to have and provide solutions for? Yes. If you are not saying yes to those things, get the hell out of here. Pack your shit. It's a lot of people that have been talking some shit. Huh? Oh, I'm leaving. If Donald Trump don't win, I'm packing up and I'm leaving America. Send me your address so I can help you pack your shit. Because you're a part of the problem. You're a part of the distraction. Let's put people in position, not only in high government, but local government, that's going to say it is time to reset. If you're not saying it's time to reset and you still screaming, let's make America great again, shut the hell up and pack your shit. I just want to hear suitcases closing. I want to hear cars starting up, goddammit. Horns is beeping. Get your ass out the way. Move! Huh? It is time to reset. It is time to give the new president and the VP a chance, an opportunity. Forget all of the complaining. It is time to do our part. Somebody said, as America has spoken. People have voted in monumental numbers. Monumental numbers to change the wave. Oh my God. It's exciting. It's exciting because it's like this, where you have people just say, you know what, I ain't going to vote. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to chill. Shut the hell up, and we need to get rid of you too. We need you to pack your shit and get the hell out of here too. But for all the people that decided, you know what, whether you voted for Biden, whether you voted for Trump, here's my thing. You voted. You exercised your right. Kudos and congratulations. But for all of those people just riding the wave of change, they're too afraid to write their name on a ballot and say, yes, I'm going to take a stand. You're a part of the problem. See, when you don't take a stand against something, that means you go with the flow. And if the flow never changes, then the situation, the problem never changes. The agenda never changes. The conversation never changes. We got a lot of pro-black people saying, oh, politics, it ain't working. It ain't working because you ain't voting. It ain't working because you're not adding money to any campaign. It's not working because you yourself or another pro-black like you is not running for office. So you don't want to promote change. You don't want to do anything that will cause real change. You want to sit back and complain. So it's time to monopolize on the situation. Two different men talking about working together. All right, holding the black community, holding black America, also holding America responsible for that change. So now, my question to you guys is, what's going to be the new excuse? Huh? What's going to be the new excuse? You heard it here, folks. What's going to be the new excuse? Oh, Biden's too old. Kamala Harris, she ain't really black. Huh? What's going to be the new excuse? Because if you got a black man that comes out and actually speaks to America and says, you know what, bros? Hey, young black people, get out those gangs. Start living your life. It's cool to get old. Let me ask y'all a question. How many black men you know right now? I want you to go on your timeline right now. And I want you to ask yourself, do you see any black men telling other black men it's cool to be fathers? It's cool to love your children. It's cool to love your spouse. It's cool to be in a committed relationship. It's cool to have good credit. It's cool to be an entrepreneur. Do you see any men actually talking about that? Or is everything gimmicky? Is everything, hey, I just got some car. I got a new car. I got some rims. Hey, I'm about to go smoke some weed. Huh? I'm the biggest player in the city. I'm that motherfucker. Right? How about do you see any and you know what? I'm not even going to talk about the ladies right now. We're going to save that for another episode. Right now, what I want to do is I want to ask you guys a straight question. Do you see any men talking to men about betterment? All of these people are dying everywhere. But I'm focusing on the urban communities. Do you see anybody addressing the urban communities? These men that you've grown to love and respect, right? Your cousin, your uncle, your homeboy. Are they talking about it? It's a lot of reactive shit. It's a lot of reactive shit. And the only way for us to be united is for someone to die. Well, I kind of like what Biden is saying. Hey, we need to work together to move the ball forward, to put some points on the board. We need to work together. And I kind of like the fact that you got Gilly the Kid saying, hey, look, it's cool to get old. It's cool to live your life. It sounds like the same message to me for some reason. It sounds like betterment and working together is the message. So right now, I'm asking again, what's the excuse? Who's going to make excuses now? Somebody said, well, you know that, Biden is going to spend half of his term trying to fix what Trump messed up. We know that. We know that. I don't care what job, whether it's McDonald's, whether you're a janitor, whether you're a bus driver, you always have to look at what your predecessor did, and it takes time to correct it. Listen, that's not even an excuse we gonna make up. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Let's my thing about it is, what will be the newfound excuse for black people not wanting to work with it? Huh? For white America not wanting to work with it. For Americans not wanting to work with it. Are we still focused on the wall? Are we still trying to keep Hispanic people out of the United States of America, or foreigners out of the United States of America? Are we still worrying about what's going on overseas when we got people right in our cities right now sleeping under bridges, sleeping behind churches? Are we still worried about other things when we have a mass population of communities who need funding and support? Wait. Are we still worried about things elsewhere when we still have innocent people sitting behind bars who can't afford proper legal representation? Y'all don't want this smoke with me right now. You ain't gonna share this. Cool. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Are we going to give Biden the opportunity? Are we going to get Kamala Harris the opportunity to actually do what they ran in the premises and the principles that they ran on? Are we going to give them the opportunity? And better yet, are we going to give them the support? Are we going to give them the support they need, or are we going to make excuses? Huh? Are we going to ask for a birth certificate? Are we going to ask to be looking for his tax records? White America doesn't want to talk about slavery, and Black America wants to hold white America responsible in regards to saying, let's hurry up and get our reparations. Now, in the process of all that, right, it's a lot of shit happening in the process of all that. When you go to these urban, right now, I don't know anyone telling me I want to move into an urban community. Huh? I want to move into the heart of Chicago. I want to move into one of the boroughs of New York. No one is screaming and hollering, I want to move into an urban community right now. I wait. Everybody like, oh, I'm going to move into the outskirts, into a suburb, nice gated community, grass. Huh? Well, if I forget to lock my front door, no one's going to come rushing in. I want to be able to go to the local stores at night. Where are the people having those conversations about the shit that we really need to fix? Why is it that we have to wait for someone die to address things in regards to the community? So when you get someone like Gilly the Kid that says, hey, young boys, it's cool to grow old. It's cool to be with your family. It's cool to love yourself and respect yourself. It's cool. And don't try to play me like a sucker because I got the wounds to prove that. Okay, something to look forward to. But my whole thing about it is, this is for all celebrities. This is for all men that have a platform. Are you talking about this before it happens? Are you proactive? Are you proactive? Are you proactive? Actions change speech much louder than words. Education, accountability, and gaining trust will continue change. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the opportunity that we have, that we've been waiting for the last 4 years, for those people who felt that Donald Trump fell short of reaching the pinnacle of what we were expecting as Americans, right? Did not carry himself to a great degree of a presidential, person. We feel like, hey, you know what? It is time for change. Now that we have that change, I am asking us as Americans. This is not a black thing, a white thing, Hispanic thing. This is an American thing. This is a human thing. Are we going to support this? Now that America has spoken, are we going to say, I'm going to do what I can do in my community to make sure that I support what's going on? Somebody check on Ice Cube real quick and holler back. Huh? It was a lot of people supporting Donald Trump that was very loud and vocal about how this man was the best, was the best for Black Americans, for America, which is very interesting because now what do? Will we get the support of the Candace Owens and the Brandon Tatums and the Hall? Or are they just going to sit down and be distractions for the next 4 years? So my question is, like, are we going to tolerate it? You know what I'm saying? Are we going to share those posts that say, you know what? Oh, let's just talk about Democrats and being on the plantation. Well, by that right, Candace Owens was a Democrat who then transferred over to become a Republican or whatever. Do you lose your smarts? Do you lose your education? Do you lose your experiences because you go from Democrat to Republican? You've waken up. Well, my whole thing about it is like this. Do we have issues in America? Are there things that are not perfect that we need to address? Yes. Are there things that we need to fix? Yes. My question is to Americans, regardless of your color, creed, nationality, are we prepared to now fix it? Are we prepared to reset? That's it. Are we prepared to reset? There's a lot of conversation that we should be having in those barbershops and those beauty salons, in church, maybe in our homes, you know what I'm saying? And we need to sit down and say, you know what are we prepared to do now? You know, somebody said if Trump doesn't win, it's going to be a pink purge. A purge? I would just send a quick message, a disclaimer out to anybody that feel like purging. Prepare for the smoke. That's all I can say. Prepare for the smoke if that's what you feel like you want to do. If you want to purge, prepare for the smoke. Just saying, everybody ain't playing with you, all right? Everybody ain't playing. But I don't think that the conversation is no longer about Donald Trump. I think he had his time. I think he did whatever it is that he did. I do believe that he did things strategically to just say, look at what I did, versus doing it wholeheartedly from the heart. But the fact of the matter is we now have a different chapter. You know what I'm saying? And what will the narrative be? What would the thesis be in regards to, are we ready and prepared to reset and move forward and support these politicians now that we've put this new chapter, this new direction? Are we going to follow that direction? If you're a Black person and you live in a community where it's drug infested, it's heavily, violent, and it got crime, and if you live in that community, my question to you are you ready to change some shit in that community? Are you being vocal about that change? Are you an activist in that community? Have you elected and voted for people that's going to help change that community? The thing about it is easy to point towards police brutality and say, look at what they're doing. But here's the thing. Let's just say you have an incident in regards to police brutality once every 90 days. A serious case of someone that was unarmed and murdered by the police. Once every 30 days. Within that 30 days, okay, on a weekly basis, you have people in urban communities dying. Check the scoreboard, y'all. Check the scoreboard. And for us not to be addressing those things and act like, well, we ain't going to speak out loud about that, but we are going to speak out loud about police brutality, then you're a coward. Then you're a coward. Then you're a sham. You're a fraud. You're an asshole. You're a jackass. You're scared to correct all the issues, but you want to point out some of the issues. Why not address all the issues? Why not address all the issues that affect your community? And here is the number one thing. The people in your community affect your community. We're not talking about people who come to your community. We're talking about the people that live in your communities. Biden shouldn't be responsible for fixing your community. Miss Harris should not be responsible for fixing your community. So make America great again? No. We want to make the neighborhood safe again. How do we do that? Are we ready to buy into betterment? Are we ready to buy into reset? Ladies and gentlemen, if you are still one of those people that the only thing you post is drinking, smoking, sex, bullshit, and you never get into the conversation, get into the conversation. Share a conversation that fucking matters. Sit down with your family members, with your friends. Hey, sit down with those naysayers and them frenemies. Let's have a tough conversation. Are we ready to do better? Or are we still carrying grudges? We still worrying about, oh, let's talk about the people at work. Let's talk about the people down the street. Let's talk about the people next door. At one point in time, we're going to have to do better. At what point in time we're going to have to change the narrative. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mario J. This is Tough Love. I'm hoping that you guys have the phenomenal rest of your week, and I'm hoping that something I said in this podcast makes you feel like, you know what, I do need to start joining a conversation. I do need to share a lot more on my social media in regards to how I feel about politics, where I stand in regards to police brutality, where I stand in regards to black on black crime. How are you bettering the conversation? How are you resetting? Because that's what we need to do. We need to reset. We need to reset and work together. Everyone needs to come to the table. Right now, it's a lot of people who voted for Trump, which tells me that when you think about making America great again, they wasn't talking about make America great for all. They were talking about making America great for them. For them. Let me see if I can bring my brother Ricky Man on. Big Rick, what's up, man?
What's going on? Let me pause this so I can.
For them.
All right, I'm here. What's good with you today, brother?
What's going on, brother, man? Tell me your thoughts, man.
Well, I just did a video. I was like, man, almost in tears. Like, God, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I got you, Big Rick.
Well, here's the deal. I got a chance to see your broadcast last night, man. Thanks for the shout out. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to make it. I was like, stuck in between some claims I was adjusting. But man, look at what the whole thing here. I got a little bit to say. The first thing I'm going to address is
talk to me.
The first thing is, okay, now do you remember when Kamala Harris was questioning Joe Biden about the rape, and then she says that she believed his accuser? To turn around and make her vice president, then to put, this as the team that's supposed to be the dynamic duo that's supposed to save America from Donald Trump. What kind of decisions can we trust Joe Biden to make now?
I don't know if you finished with your statement or if you want me to respond.
Go ahead and respond.
So here's my thing. I've said this in a couple podcasts. I feel like I don't think they're the dynamic duo by far. But the fact of the matter is, I do feel like if I was a part of the Democratic Party, like in reference to making decisions, when they first, all the Democrats were saying, okay, we're running for the seat of the presidency, or regardless, and just like you said, in regards to the rape or whatever, I think someone strategically said Kamala Harris was definitely more outspoken than a whole lot of the other Democrats. This is what we'll do. We'll have one of the men be the front runners, and we'll bring you on as the VP. Go ahead and drop out. Continue to do what you're doing and talk and all that other great stuff, and we'll bring you on the back end as the wow factor. And if that was said and that was done, I can tell you right now, it worked like a charm.
Right, because with the whole Black Lives Matter thing and her show, doing the fist and whatnot. Another thing that I noticed last night is that we have no loyalty to each other as a people. Rather, if we're different, with different opinion, and I think that's where they know they have us. And how I came to that conclusion I ended up on one of my troll accounts in Facebook jail. I had to restart my other troll account today. There's I told you about the chick Rubia Garcia, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm in there, and she's in there like talking all this shucking and jiving stuff, and it was black people that were attacking me. You see what I'm saying? Now, when I call Candace Owens and Tatum those epithets that I call them,
mm-hmm.
those aren't names that our white counterparts could say, and I'm cool with it. No, you can tell me you dislike them, and you can tell me why if you're one of our white counterparts, but you don't get invited to the cookout using the same epithets that culturally we can use.
Right. And
for someone to sit back and watch other black people beef with each other because they disagree with this white person's stance, can you not tell me if that's not white supremacy or what? To use those epithets towards each other, those names that they say that they're against, can you not tell me if that's not white supremacy?
Me personally, man, I really like to have that deep conversation. I believe white supremacy is deeply rooted in a lot of stuff. Even in urban communities, it's a white supremacy type piece where you have people that say you have generation after generation after generation. If you deliberately put your children in harm's way, and that's how I feel when you're born to a community where you say that I don't know if I can have my daughter or son walk to the store without them being challenged in regards to gang violence, or without them being challenged in reference to being sexually assaulted or just a drive-by shooting. If you as a parent deliberately keep your children in that type of environment, I believe that, that's almost like a white supremacy type thing, because like, stay in your place. Mm-hmm. You don't deserve to do any better. Matter of fact, the mentality is you can't do any better. And I really feel like if we can take advantage of this whole Biden and Harris dynamic duel type situation, I'm hoping that these people can find a way out of these projects and give these children what it is that they deserve, which is a chance.
Right.
But go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So when I was looking at this whole setup, and I had to think about it, like, wait a minute. Race grifting works on both sides, where we call Candace Owens out because she talks about us. We don't call out the race grifters that claim that they're on our side. These people, we shouldn't even be invited to the cookout, especially if we're giving them money to fight for our cause. What about putting that money in our own pot and we fight for our own cause? That's been the problem. And these race grifters, and I'm just calling out Rubia Garcia by name now because that's the one that I recently fucked with, but there's a bunch of them online. These Martin Luther Cha-chings in the name of Martin Luther Cream. You know what I'm saying? Talcum X's out there screaming that they're for our cause. Well, how about this? Leave us the fuck alone. If you want to do anything, step aside, put some money in our Patreons so we could go take these trips. Instead of sitting here getting, and 9 times out of 10, most of these Martin Luther Cha-chings, they're very attractive white people. And sex sells, and for some reason they see those Heather Locklear eyes, they get all hypnotized thinking that, oh shit, if I give this person so much in their cash app, they're going to chat me up or whatever. If she was going to give you a chance, or anybody of that liking was going to give you a chance, you would have had it already.
Let me ask you this, man, because I don't think people really understand. I know they see your banner in the back in regards to Trump. I want to ask you something. Now that it's been announced in regards to Biden winning this election, what does that mean for Trump supporters? What does that mean for you? Like, where are you at right now with this?
To be quite honest with you, I don't know, because I want to try to stay American. You know what I'm saying? And give the commander-in-chief, God, that's going to be hard as fuck to do, because what we're dealing with is a hologram of a person. Fuck. But yeah, so for me, I'm just going to ride it out for 4 years. Hopefully in 4 years that we can actually put someone in office, no matter if it, I originally, now Trump was the reason. Okay, let me back up real quick.
Okay.
I really wanted Joe Jorgensen to win. Joe Jorgensen is along the lines of everything that I'm a part of. Second Amendment rights, men's rights, decriminalizing nonviolent crimes, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Trump was the closest thing to that. Now, I watched your broadcast from yesterday, and I wish to God I could have been here because that sister you had on here yesterday was so fucking brilliant. But you know, when people are talking about Trump and being racist, you judge a person by their actions and not by the things that they may say or do. Now, I do have a lot of white friends. Of course, you know, me being in the punk rock scene, there are people that you would look at them and be like, huh. You see what I'm saying? Like, are they racist? But then when you see the actions that they have, you know what I'm saying? Because people are quick to prejudge. And we even got prejudgment going on, or prejudice in our own race. Yeah. Someone may see a Trump sticker on my car or see the Trump flags hanging off my truck and automatically assume, oh, that's an old racist, self-hating, Uncle Tom Negro. Mm-hmm. And until they get a chance to talk to me and they ask me, why do I believe these things? And see, that's another thing these white social justice warriors don't do. They don't sit down and ask, like, if someone like me came up on the scene, the first thing they'll start doing is clowning me and get other people that look like me clowning me instead of asking, hey, why don't you go talk to that brother? That's your brother. Go talk to him. Why, what makes him think the way he does? What makes him function the way that he do? And if they see that I'm all about, the legitimacy of it, then respect my decision. You feel me? Yeah. So right now in America, we got so many dividing factors, and it's black versus white. But even within our own race, you got the men who want patriarchy versus the women who want matriarchy. You have all kinds of things going on. That's divisive. That we're not even on that level. I'm like, and I started thinking last night, after that shit happened in Rubio's room, I'm like, I kind of wonder what happened to CeeLo when he, because when he first came out, he was all about his people. Mm-hmm. I kind of wonder what happened to Candace, because if you think about it, it'll be a lot easier being a coon than it would be a revolutionary. Mm. And after you try so hard to, enlighten the group of people, and you're getting all of this pushback. As a matter of fact, it took me to look at that video from yesterday that you made before I could start changing my attitude. Because last night I was like, you know what? I might just give my final address on YouTube and just say, fuck it all. You know what I'm saying? Go back to doing what I was doing, because ain't nobody listening to me no damn way. You know what I'm saying?
They listening, bro. I think they listening, man. I think they listening, man. I first of all, I'm one of those guys that I feel like, I sit down and I listen to everybody because I like to hear different perspectives. That's why I'm so glad that I ran across you and your channel on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, please go and check Ricky Manor out. I think that he definitely has a phenomenal message. And check him out. You know what I'm saying? See for yourself. But I feel like as a conservative a black conservative Trump supporter, it is important to hear what you have to say. And like he said, once you listen, you tend to find out there's a lot of similarities between myself independently and, a black conservative. So I've always said, in reference to Brandon Tatum's, the Candace Owens, and there's a lot of things that's being said that I would agree with. I just don't like some of the rhetoric that goes along with it. And I'm very curious to hear what the conversation is going to be like now for people who supported Trump moving forward. Hey, like you say, hey, I'm going to ride it out. But me personally, does ride it out mean I am going to be supporting? Or is it I'm just going to wait for the next chance or the next Trump to come into office? What does that mean, bro?
For me, that means that I'm going to be working with local and state governments. And basically, down here in Charleston, South Carolina, I'm going to be working with the mayor, working with, different other, grassroots organizations that I have been, still staying away from Urban League, Black Lives Matter, and the NAACP. Those organizations are poisonous. Sometimes, I was even asked at one point in time, would I be interested in a chair on the NAACP? And I don't want it because I know, where that goes to. That goes straight to the Democratic Party. They don't talk about things that I'm interested in, projecting onto my people. Entrepreneurship, a sense of independence, and my biggest flaw, and I had to have this talk yesterday with a good friend of mine. She had asked me what was my biggest flaw with Christianity or Black Christianity. And I'm like, okay, here's the deal. if you want to practice that religion, go ahead and practice it. I practice another religion, but have some accountability. And that's one thing that's been lacking in our neighborhoods is the accountability factor of it. A lot of people go to church and they feel like they can give Jesus $20 and a confession and, not make the person whole that they fucked with and, or that they fucked over. When I look at, I forgot where I was going, but when I look at working with these different organizations and grassroots organizations into the neighborhoods and whatnot, into the communities, even if that means working with the Democratic Party, basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to be their worst nightmare. Because if you come to this community center and I happen to be there, I'm going to ask, what are you going to do? What's the plan? You're not going to just sit there and feed me fried chicken and tell me what you intend to do. Mm-hmm. I want to know the plan. And then when you come back 4 years later, what happened to that plan? What makes you deserving of my vote right now to the point where you know what I'm saying, where you can ask me for this vote? What did you do for me in the last 4 years? We talked about this 4 years ago. Why are we here 4 years later and you asking me for 8? Also, I want to make it to where even in these black churches, I'm gonna have to cut the beard and go back to my natural color because I'm gonna have to be in places where I have to speak publicly now. I want to make these churches comfortable having Republican candidates and independent candidates and libertarian candidates to come there as well, not just Democratic candidates. Democratic candidates, they come to town and assume they can show up at your church service, assume that you're welcome at the community centers. I want those Republican candidates to have the same opportunity to tell what their plans are. So that way, when you see these Republican candidates broadcasting, the one thing we saw even in the Trump presidency is that when you saw Trump, you saw a bunch of people that supported Trump. I want these people to be uncomfortable. I want them to get out of their comfort zones. Mm-hmm. If you're going to campaign, goddammit, campaign where people don't like you. Make them like you. Sell yourself to them. Mm-hmm. That makes any sense. So that's what 4 years of Biden Harris presidency means to me.
I want to do something real quick before I let you go. I want you, based on your beliefs, based on your morals and your standards, I want you to give us a 1-2 minute spiel on what you feel America needs to do right now. Okay, and not. I want you specifically to talk to Black Americans.
Okay.
What do you feel needs to happen right now with this new administration?
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel like Black America needs to do? The floor is yours, brother.
Stop fucking celebrating. You didn't win shit. Stop fucking celebrating. You didn't win shit. We all know that Kamala Harris is going to probably be the president for, Biden may be the president for 6 months. After that, we know Kamala Harris is going to be the president, right? Mm-hmm. First Black woman. Whoop-de-doo. Didn't we have a Black judge that let a man go or let a woman go for killing a brother in cold blood on his couch? Okay, so don't take the color. Drive by merit on this one. Hold her responsible. And for all of you that live in the communities where there are Democratic leadership, hold them to a higher standard than what you have been. Fuck going to the voting polls and saying, okay, this person's going to do the job. No, watch them. Because these are people that are driven by money. They're not driven by your best interest. And that doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, whether if it's Republican or Democrat. The only reason that a lot of us Republicans, well, I was Republican, but I left when I saw the shit show that it turned into. But the only reason us conservatives were very comfortable with Donald Trump is that he was very transparent. As a matter of fact, sometimes he was too transparent. So make sure that whatever candidate that you chose, even if you didn't choose that candidate, hold them to an account of transparency. Don't give them any time to make backroom deals. Hold them accountable just the same way as you would, the news would hold them accountable. If they have a fucking booger in their nose, don't let it be unknown.
Okay, I like it. Let me, I would be remiss if I did not respond to you, brother. So let me respond to you while you're on the line. So here's my thing. I think that Black people should be celebrating. And the reason why I think they should be celebrating is because we have had a massive wave of voters.
Mm-hmm.
People that either one's never voted before, two never really cared about politics, or three just said, you know what, I'm just going to ride the wave. I like the fact that people have said, you know what, I want to say something. I want to be a part of something. For those people that I'm talking about, they were not just Democrats. They were also voting for Trump as well. So it's something that they found familiar and very, very warming and heartfelt about both candidates. So again, a lot of Americans have voted. Kudos to them. I like something that you said towards the end. I like it all, but I'm just going to piggyback off the end. Accountability. Accountability is not a color. Accountability is not a race. Accountability is that person, that human person doing the shit that they're supposed to do. If you know that you're supposed to treat people a certain way, you know that you're supposed to deliver certain messages, actions with those messages is going to be what we're looking for. And I think that I'm hoping that with this reset, I'm hoping we get the actions that come with the speech. I don't know what's going to happen with the Democrats and whether Miss Harris is going to actually be the president or not. But I'm saying that take it as a small victory, but understand that those small victories have to come with big action. So right now, hold people accountable and look for the action.
I'm about to drop a jewel on you real quick.
Okay, brother.
I was going to save this for my broadcast, but I'm going to gift it to yours.
No doubt, no doubt.
We as a people now, as a voting bloc, and showing how we come out and vote, that means a lot. So there's one reason to celebrate, that our votes are recognizable now, okay? If we were to unite, because I'm going to answer Miss Melissa M. Pritchard's question, why isn't the message to all Black people to unite be better? Why stop celebrating? Okay, let me tell you something, because you got work to do. That's why you should stop celebrating. It's kind of like if I gave you, you're 16 years old, I gave you the keys to your car that you wanted at 16. That car's just not going to sit in the driveway and look pretty. You're going to have to drive. You're going to have to go to work. You're going to have to pay for your gas. You're going to have to pay for your maintenance and your insurance. You see what I'm saying? You got the car. That's half the battle. That's not even half the battle. Now you're going to use this car to do other things. Where we are, the way we speak right now on Fox News, we got to think. We got to play the art of war now, okay? The reason why it's so important for us to unite is because now we're actually playing the art of war. We already see Fox News over here. We already see CNN. They're going to be dueling until the end of times. However, if Kamala fucks up, we as a people can go to Fox News and be like, or threaten her, we're going to go to Fox News and talk shit about you. If, you know, you got a Republican candidate, that's one in your section, we're going to go to fucking CNN and talk shit about you. As a people, we need to unite, and we need to be around like-minded people, because see, here's the thing, we're not a monolith, okay? The reason that the whites are getting ahead in America, if you ask me, is the fact that they know when to take out their trash. We don't. What I mean by that is that if it's you, me, and we got this jackass in the club, you know, we all go out to the club and we got this jackass with us that's starting fights and shit, he's going to get you and me killed probably. White people will notice this and be like, motherfucker, you ain't with us anymore. They'll say that to people in their race. We won't. We need to start, you know, extracting ourselves from people who don't have the same idea in mind as we do.
I agree with you, Ricky. I definitely like some of the things that you're saying, but I just want to make sure that I revisit something else real quick.
Okay.
If you have children, you know, especially African-American children, this is a moment in history where, especially if you was the person, you was the family that voted for Biden, that voted for Harris. This is a situation where you sit down with your children and you explain how important this moment is. And I think that I think sometimes you have to take off your armor, you have to put down your sword, and you have to say, yes, this is an okay moment for us to celebrate, for us to rest. And I think that, yes, there's more to be done. Yes, we got the car. However, we got to make sure we got the maintenance. We got to make sure we driving correctly. And I get all of the other stuff. But we also have to remember, especially as Black Americans, that it's okay to realize our accomplishments. And I believe that having the first Black woman VP, I believe that is an accomplishment. Now, there's actions that go with that accomplishment, and I understand it, but it's okay to say we're going to pop a firecracker and drink a brew right now. So I don't want us to miss that moment. I don't want us to not indulge in that moment. We don't need to relish in it, but we definitely need to respect it and acknowledge it. What do you think, bro?
The reason I say that it's not a time to celebrate is because the reason I voted against Kamala Harris. Mm-hmm. The reason why I voted against her was because of all the brothers that she sent to jail. The reason I voted against her is because I figured she would be just like anybody else that gets that matriarchal position in front of white America and chastises her own people, as she has proven in the past. You see what I'm saying? So basically, the person that I would celebrate if they were to get into office, me personally, there are several different women. Condoleezza Rice, let's say she ran and won. Hell yeah, this sister is like, you know what I'm saying, on my same team here, because not only is she an educated woman, she speaks 8 different languages, a concert pianist, a mover and shaker, and was a mover and shaker in Washington, D.C. during the Bush years. You see what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like, what the hell? You see what I'm saying? So now when I look at Kamala Harris, I'm looking at it like, man, is this going to be like that black school teacher that they hired, that black police officer, as she has proven? You know, so that's one thing I'm looking at. And the other thing I'm looking at is how she achieved that position. Look at the position. Just look at the way it was gotten. It wasn't gotten because of her merits. It was gotten because that was a trickery play on the American people. And you know, one of my broadcasts, I'm actually going to take pictures. Now, I already did the broadcast from the airport. I want to upload some pictures from my phone of how social distancing worked on the airplane. So with all that being said, we shut this country down for nothing in a certain sense. I'm not saying that COVID is not real. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that there's times they want to overplay it and times they want to underplay it. Now, I wonder how much, since, you know, Biden won the election, how much more are we going to be hearing about COVID? What he said that his first month in office, him and Kamala was going to mandate that people wear masks. Now, I have a problem with that. And I'm going to tell you why, because I know a doctor who had told me that wearing a mask traps carbon dioxide inside of the body that your body's supposed to be releasing, causing your immune system to plummet. And I'm looking at it like, well, damn, you know, and then all these different scientists are, you know, out here talking these different things. Like when we first was introduced to the virus in March, they said all we need is some hot weather. Where here in South Carolina, we had one of the hottest summers ever, right? So, and out here, you know, in Charleston, where it's muggy all the time, that virus should have been gone. Now all of a sudden they're saying that we got uprising in cases. You go on Google, and I'm gonna give you some homework to do for you and all of your audience. Go to Google, type in any random number, 3,000, 4,000, whatever. Just type in any random number and type in new cases. That program is still running in Google right now because basically they was trying to give us a fear factor. They was taking our mind off of everything. They used racial separation to get us to vote a certain way, to recruit the young, because the 18-year-old voting bloc is now more than it ever has been. And what did they do? They went after something that is near and dear to each and every one of us, decaying race relations. And when I was at these Black Lives Matter rallies over the summer, the first thing they would do is ask people to vote for Biden at the end of it all. And, you know, during it, there was, you know, you had these people walking around giving out these, you know, pamphlets. You're trying to register them to vote on the scene, because when you register someone to vote, people in DC listens to you. So if you and I was to go out to a rally, and let's say we got 50,000 people registered to vote, right? People in DC are listening to us. Our opinion is going to matter. Yours and my opinion is going to matter, not the people who we got to register to vote. So basically, that's what that was. It was a big power grab. It wasn't anything other than just that. And, you know, looking at what happened with Trump over the last 4 years, he wasn't given a fair shake. And, you know,
I heard you say that in your vlog, I think it was yesterday, in regard to Trump not getting a fair shake. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I think that at some point in time, the dynamic of politics needs to be put aside. And what I mean is that saying that you're not relevant if you're not a part of our party, your statistics or your facts that you lay out are not relevant if you're not a part of our party. At this particular point, I think being unified is what's important. So whereas we have people that support Trump, they may or may not support Biden. They may spend the next 4 years talking a lot of shit or scrutinizing the entire game plan. And my thing about it is, does that put America at a disadvantage? Because obviously we're not going to be united because Biden won, and then you got millions of people that wanted Trump to win. So it's like, at what point in time are we going to be united?
I'll tell you what, this is what I would have done, me personally. Let's just say, for instance, you and I are running against each other for president, right?
Whoa, let's get it, boy.
We're running against each other for president. Now, the people in the chat room, those are our citizens. We're trying to win them over, right? Now, if we got a virus, that's running rampant in the community, the first thing that I'm going to do is be like, well, damn, I'm going to have to look at it from a human point of view. See, and this is where I'm going to throw shade at Trump, because Trump never said it. Even though I rooted for Trump, and you've heard me on many of my broadcasts, if Trump says something fucked up, I'm going to call him out on it. Sometimes that man makes it hard for me to defend him. I'm like, God damn it, man. Shit. Okay. I know I'm going to catch heat for this one, because the first thing people to say is, did you see what your president said last night? Like when he did the thing with the talking about the Lysol and the UV. I'm like, fuck, I know I'm going to get it tomorrow to get it to the office. Yeah. So, but basically at the end of the day, if you and I were dueling candidates and we saw that the people in our chat room were, in danger, then what we need to do, instead of being politicians, we need to be Americans. All right, Mario, what's your plan?
No doubt. Let's
sit down, you and me talk. Let's put this election aside for a little bit. I want to have my voters allowed to vote for me. If Biden had said that, if Kamala had said that, instead of just, throwing passing the buck on who's, dropping the ball on the virus, if they had said, let's go work with Donald Trump. See, Ice Cube showed us something on a micro that should have been practiced on a macro. Ice Cube is not political at all. Right. But at the same time, he was like, I'm willing to talk to the man. The man's in power right now. Why didn't they do this? That would have sent a message out there. That would have made it harder for us to think, well, damn, who's who?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Brother, listen, I got to get out of here. What I want you to do is I want you to tell everybody where they can find you when you go live. Like, give them the schematics on how to reach out to you, brother.
Yes, I started another not YouTube, but I started another Facebook account today, so I can join you guys on Facebook. You can find me Ricky Manor at YouTube, Patriot Black TV on YouTube as well. No, Ricky Manor on Facebook. Patriot Black TV is a channel that's going to be emerging next week, depending on the landscape of the political environment. But you can find me at Ricky Manor on YouTube right now. But yeah, so I'm pretty much, when I first met Mario J, I had to be like, you know what, man, that brother be on some real stuff. So I always give you a shout out whenever, I'm hitting something real.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Listen, I'm about to get out of here, man. But again, I always appreciate when you come through and bless us with your knowledge, man. If you go live or whatever case, man, hopefully I can catch you or whatever a little bit later, man. Be blessed.
I'm gonna go live tomorrow night if you want to do a broadcast tomorrow night.
All right, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. All right, I'm gonna talk to you later, bro.
All right, take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, I think that we be having some really phenomenal conversations. I think that we reach out to everybody. It is always a blessing and a godsend for anyone to come and listen to the podcast, especially all the way through. We do a lot of deep dives. We do a lot of tough conversation, but we want to provide solutions. It's not about going head to head. It's about just sitting down mano a mano and talking about what is really affecting us and how do we get betterment. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you are a conservative, a liberal, a Republican, a Democrat, I really don't care. This is the time to reset and actually be positive. And if you are on that, then you're on that united train. And on that united train, we're definitely promoting equality. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tough Love, and I am Mario J. Until I decide to go live again, and maybe tomorrow at 5. But y'all be blessed and y'all be safe. I'm gonna hit y'all with the intro again because I really like this intro. I'm out.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay! You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you. Shoot program, nigga. 23-hour lockdown. I'm the man up in this piece. You'll never see the light. Who the fuck you think you fucking with? I'm the police. I run shit here. You just live here. Yeah, that's right. You better walk away. Go on, walk away, because I'm going to burn this